Let me get my coffee. I'm getting coffee. That tastes okay. Fucking snowed in. Hey! Thank you for the heart me. What's up? What's up? Okay. I'm gonna do my live. Hey. I'm gonna do my live a little different today because I'm slacking on content, but I go live a lot. So I'm going to try and talk to the camera like I would if I was going to edit this and put it on my YouTube, because that's what I'm going to do. I want to talk about, hi Dink. Thank you for the heart me. I wanted to talk about hi Megan. I want to talk about Gypsy's interrogation video. I'm doing okay. I feel like I've been missing in action with my content. I've not been posting. I haven't posted on YouTube in like a month. And I have not posted on here. God, I don't know. You the flu, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. There's like so much going around right now. So anyway, I have notes. Notes upon notes upon notes from Hiya Cooks. What you doing, girl? We are snowed in Missouri. It started snowing 8:45 a.m. on Saturday, and it did not stop until like Sunday afternoon. And we're currently snowed in. It's freezing. Yeah, so we're snowed in. I have a gravel driveway, so we're like really stuck. My work was closed today. School's off today. School's off tomorrow. I don't know about my work. I'm already off tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. But I have to figure out tomorrow. I have to get my car out of my driveway is the goal, so I can get to work on Wednesday. That's the plan. You haven't gotten snow? Lucky. We get snowed in at least once a year, so I guess this was the one. Thank you for the heart me. The Boys. I have not watched it. Yeah, I have not watched that. Anyway. It's a good show. I don't have Prime. Okay, so I'm uneven, but it's okay. It's okay. Do you like my throne? I have this throne. I got it at my baby shower with my oldest. TikTok has been messed up. I've not been posting, which is what I was just saying. Yeah, I got it at my baby shower, so it's me and my son. And this is interchangeable, so I can make more plaques. You just take it off and pop on another one. Thank you for the heart me. We got a lot of snow. I've been snowed in for a couple days. School's off again tomorrow. Her hair needs to be blue. You're the one that got me to 1K likes. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for tapping that screen. Hey, Spooky. Okay, so this is gonna be my first time I do my live like this. Hey, Millennial. Thank you. This is my throne. I was just talking about it. I got it at my baby shower with my oldest. I'm feeling okay. I've been really behind on creating content. I haven't posted on YouTube in a month, and I haven't been posting on TikTok either. I haven't made a video, so my live's gonna be a little different today. I'm actually screen recording right now, and hopefully I can post this to YT later. So I'm gonna kind of like talk. Thank you. That was my gift to myself for Christmas. So I'm gonna kind of talk like I would if I'm gonna post it to YT, because that's what I'm gonna do. I've got to have surgery in a month, and I'll be in bed 2 weeks. We should do a live, and I'll be in bed. Yeah, okay, we can bed rot together. I love that. That's what I do. I just watched. I only watched it one time. Normally I watch stuff and I watch it repetitively, so I can I notice different things over and over again. You're scared. I love this show. Thank you for the heart me. But I only watched Gypsy's interrogation this one time. So this is my first time watching it fully through. And I took some notes. Thank you for the follow. I took some notes, and I want to just like, I don't know, kind of talk about them. It's gonna be like one of my videos, but not, because it's not edited. So it's gonna have a lot of my ums in there and stuff. Exactly. Thanks to ADHD. That's exactly what I do. You're working? What time is it there, Pony? Thank you for the roses. Thank you, thank you. Millennial, thank you for the comments. I noticed you commented on one of my YouTube videos. I appreciate it. I'm from Missouri too. It's 9 a.m. there. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have a lot of people that say that to me, and I'm like, I have a different perspective on things, or like I notice things that other people don't notice. Thank you, Andy. Southwest Missouri. I'm from St. Louis. So it's funny, it was 2000, I want to say it was 2006 or 2000 in Missouri, or 2000 in Missouri. I was reading the comment at the same time. 2006, 2007, that there was a rumor going around my high school that Gypsy could walk out here in St. Louis. I'm not currently in St. Louis, but I was. What is your skincare? A filter. My skin is actually I'm so wrinkly under here. I lived in Aurora, same time as Dee Dee, and I moved to SCL for about 9 years in 2013. I could have seen you or something. But yeah, it's definitely a filter. I did put on a little makeup. I put on some highlighter and blush, and a filter. Although I do have real freckles under here. My freckles are real. Oh, the Soulard Art Gallery. I did a art project and I had to go to multiple art galleries around St. Louis, and I picked Soulard Art Gallery. It was one of them. I have been there, but this was 2008, 2009. It's my new wig. Hey, 111. Okay. Yeah, that was before you were there. Yeah. But anyway, I watched I feel so awkward doing, because this is like, I'm a dirty blonde. People say I'm strawberry blonde and call me a ginger, but I don't see it. It's just the freckles. It confuses people. Yeah. I used to dye my hair black, so it's like, I was born blonde, like white blonde. And then it started to turn darker blonde, and then in high school I was dyeing it black because I was like emo. I pull off the blue hair. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, 111. I feel really awkward because normally whenever I talk to the camera for like my videos and my content, it's different, but you guys are here with me, so it feels really weird. But I want to talk about Gypsy's interrogation. How many of you guys have seen the full... Well, I didn't watch the full thing because it's like 12 hours, isn't it? I don't know. It was edited. You're usually so far away on your bed. My kid was hanging out in my room because I live in an old church building, and so it's freezing in here. Like, the temp is not getting above 56 degrees in my house. So we have the space heater in one room with the door closed to keep it warm. So he's in my room. You watched the full thing. Okay. So I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. Yeah. And I was about to go live and he was like crying. He's like, you hate me, because I yelled at him because he's trying to break his tablet and I'm tired of it. I was like, if you break it, I'm not buying you another one. You're never going to have a tablet ever again. And he's like, you hate me. I cracked up that she told the guard she escaped arranged marriage to stronger the shrimp industry. I missed that part. But like I said, I only watched it one time. So and I watched a lot of it on live last night, so I wasn't paying full attention because I was talking to people in chat. So it was before the official interrogation started, so that was whenever I was live. I watched that part where she's like talking to the guy about Harry Potter characters in Universal Studios and getting sugar high and running up and down Main Street at Disney World. Yeah, that part. That was when I was live. So see, this is why it's hard for me to make content, because I talk so slow. It takes me a hot minute to get a topic out. Interesting. I definitely missed that when I was on live last night. She missed arranged marriage. Wait, Millennial, so you're in Oklahoma now, you said? Did you guys get snow? We're snowed in right now. So You only got like 2 inches. We're snowed in big time. It's bad out here in Missouri. Shit is shut down. So you know how the interrogation started? I did take some notes when I was on live watching that part. And I just think it's funny. Millennial, was it you? I know it was somebody that brought up how her mom always infantilized herself, but then maybe it was Ashley Baby, because she talks about the interrogation a lot. That she like infantilizes herself, but then there she is sitting there and she's like playing with that stuffed fish that's on the couch for her. Cooks, your town shut down too, Snow? But yeah, I'm like, she's sitting there pretending to play with the fish. Yeah, I think it was Ashley. She talked about the interrogation the most. Katie, thank you for the gifts. Yeah, the playing with the stuffed fish had me dying. I'm in Ohio, in my area got 15 inches of snow. Holy shit. Haven't seen a plow yet. Yeah, my streets are still... It's been 2 days. Hey, Jan. Yeah, you remember the fish? Yeah, she's playing with a toy fish. Meanwhile, like, she knows what she's there for. You know what I mean? You're in Missouri too? Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. What was the next thing? Let's see. Oh, she was laying down too, like napping. And the officer comes in because Nick wanted to know how she's doing. Nick's worried about her and asking about her. And she's laying there perfectly fine. Laying on her fish like a pillow, you know. And she's like, well, how is he? Is he doing okay? Yeah, the officer's like, yeah, you got the good couch. You got the good room. Yeah, so the 12 hours that her interview was, her thing was 12 hours too, but she got to lay down on a couch and shit. Meanwhile, he's in the other room handcuffed to a metal table. Ridiculous, the difference. But you gotta give it to the Wisconsin officers, I guess. Like, they're just hearing, I don't know what they were told from the Missouri police officers, because it's not their jurisdiction with the crime. So that's why they were waiting on, half the time they were just waiting on Missouri officers to get there. And I noticed they like muted all the parts where she talked about medical stuff, like anything she talked about personally. Yeah, Wisconsin didn't know shit, and I don't feel like Missouri doesn't know anything either. Like, unfortunately, Millennial, you can attest to this, that Missouri, there's a lot of cases here where the crimes are just horrible, horrible investigative work. And I was under the impression that she took her dentures out early in the thing, but it was actually near the end that she took her dentures out and put them in her pocket. Missouri sucks, dude. Here comes my kid. Oh, they took her to the hospital and got her meds. I'm in the kitchen.
You phone me fast.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll be there in a second.
Okay.
Yeah. There's too much crime in STL. Hold on, my kid needs me. Yeah, babe. Alright. Sorry guys. He's trying to show me a YouTube video. He wanted to show me a YouTube video. Yeah, he was recording the other day when I was on live and came in and told us to be quiet because he was recording. He's so funny. Okay, so she leaves and they cuff her because they take her to go to the hospital to get her seizure meds. Because they say something about her seizures, but they mute all that out when they're talking about it. So they take her out and they come back and then she has a blanket and she gets even more comfort. She gets to lay down with a blanket and then she takes a nap. And I noticed, someone said, because we were watching this on live, and someone said they didn't notice this the first time they watched this, but they have the door open while she's napping and she's got the blanket like up over her face and she's napping there. And there's an officer sitting outside the door the whole time watching her, like on watch, I guess you could say. And it's like sped up, but the whole time there's somebody out there. And we were joking because there's a chair in there, so he could have sat in the chair even whenever she wakes up and he's talking to her and they're having the conversation about movies and stuff. He could have gone in there and sat in the chair, but we were joking that she probably stinks so bad, so no one wants to go in the room because she hasn't bathed or changed her clothes the whole time she was at Nick's house. Which is really probably true if you think about it. They offer her food. She says she's not picky.
I'm not picky, just nothing with tomatoes.
That's part of the reason why she has a feeding tube, because of her picky eating when she was young. My son gets my phone and pretends he's on live giving cheat codes from Minecraft. He's like, guys, that's just my mom. That's so funny. Thank you, Shelly. It's a wig. It's not my real hair. I noticed, okay, so they're doing this after she is offered food. They're like, she has to wait a while to get the food, and they do this like sped up time lapse, and the whole time she's looking like everywhere but directly at the police officer that's watching her in the hallway. She's like doing anything she can to look everywhere but there. Hold on. I think that's why she freaked out on Kian so hard when he said, "You don't eat in the show." Yep. Yeah, exactly. I waited for more videos. Glad I'm here listening while working. Pony, I know I need to make another video. She has an actual food aversion. Millennial, my son has a food aversion. It's called ARFID, ARFID, and it's, I can't think of what it is. What does the A stand for? Something repulse food intake disorder. It's some AR repulsive food intake disorder. It's something like that. So he will like vomit from certain textures, smells, tastes, aversion, repulsion. I don't know what it is. I forget what the A stands for. I'm having a brain fart right now. Avoidant. Thank you. Avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. Thank you. Thank you. My kid has it and I don't even know the fucking name of it. Whatever. So he will vomit from certain things. So I was wondering if Gypsy had that. Because she had the ventrification thingy, you know, what is that called? The ventricle, where she can't throw up anymore. I wonder if that's why, because she was having, thank you for the heart, Mies. I wonder if she was having issues with eating and throwing up because of ARFID. Yeah, I don't know the word. Nissan fundification. Thank you, Pony. That one. It makes gas and pain, different type of food problems. LOL. Yeah, I think that not all people with ARFID vomit. If I remember correctly, like some of them, it's not that extreme. The car Nissan ventrification, that thing. She had that to stop throwing up, probably because she was throwing up while she was eating and not keeping food down. In my opinion, I actually have an aversion to vomiting. Yeah, I hate vomiting. It's the worst. It's the worst. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, I thought it was really funny how when she was talking to the officer before the actual interrogation starts, hey Stuff Tone,
She's like, I had to go to the hospital to get my seizure medication, and it knocked me out. That's why I'm so tired.
he's like, oh yeah, you had a busy day, huh? Like talking to a child. Like, that was a busy day, huh? It's been a long day. You needed a little nap, didn't ya? Poor Gypsy Rose. When she was eating, they brought her, all that time she was waiting for food, I thought they went to go get her some good food, like McDonald's or something, and they brought her some freaking, you do the Jet voice so well. They brought her some ham sandwiches from the prison or something.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said. But yeah, she's eating those ham sandwiches.
Nap time.
I don't know how I said it, to be completely honest, so I can't repeat it. Gypsy got a ham sandwich. She got 2 ham sandwiches. She ate both of them. I'm assuming it was a prison sandwich because ham sandwich. She did. She got 2. She ate both of them, she said. And when she was eating them, it looks like she's struggling with eating. And he asked her, like, oh, do you need some water or something? Because she's, like, struggling to get it down. In my opinion, that's why he was asking if she, oh, do you want some water? Oh, do you need some water? She's the one that starts the small talk conversation with him about movies. Funeral sandwiches. I don't think I've ever had one. I've never been hungry at a funeral. Apple juice. They gave her apple juice.
Ham Sammy.
I think she called it a Sammy. Because there's a part, I wrote it down. We'll get to it. But there's a part where she's like,
I got a blankie and a Sammy. That's all I need.
I'm a plain white girl.
A ham Sammy. She had ham Sammy and a blankie, and that's all she needs for comfort.
Well, I was a blankie child, by the way. She did tell Ryan that she still liked the baby talk. And that is whenever I officially switched from supporting Ryan. Not necessarily supporting him, but like feeling necessarily bad for him. Because the email where she's like, I have a word for shower.
It's xiao xiao. Dinner is din din.
And he like went with that and pursued her and married her. So something's wrong with him. Wubby and Nappy Poo. Xiao Xiao gets me. Xiao Xiao. The wig's in my face. Sorry. I can see it, but I can't get it. There it is. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Oh. This bitch She really just wanted to talk about movies and all the things she's done or seen because she asked this police officer, is there a movie theater in town? Jackie! Jackie, is that you? Hey, New Orleans lady. Hey, Jackie, thank you. What was I saying? Is there a movie theater in town?
Is there a movie theater in town? In this one? The one we're in? Is there a movie theater?
No, bitch. I live in a town with a population of 2,000 people and we even have a movie theater. Get out of here. Shut up. Talk about the midnight showing of Harry Potter. Yes, it's me. Of the Harry Potter movies. He saw the midnight showing of the Harry Potter movies. She really liked that. She did. She brought up all the people from Harry Potter she met, you know? The ones she met because she pretended to be a special needs person. That's the only reason why she met those people. Thank you, Pony. Like, what's wrong with her? Oh, and she remembered the actor's favorite foods. She started listing those off. She remembered that. I don't know why I thought that was so weird. I just felt like that was weird. Like, she didn't even know what the twins, the Weasley twins, the actors, like one of their foods was like some homemade meal of their grandma's or something, and it was like a British dish, and she said the name but didn't know what it was, excuse me. And she remembered that. Like, I didn't even know what it was. I don't remember what it was. It was some weird ass thing. I thought that was interesting. I don't know. I just thought that was weird. Yeah, it's like a weird aversion. You know how there's some things, it's like that with smells. Like, is it like that? Like there's a sweet sour smell that you're like attracted to, but it's like also, what is that called? It's like that, but with her like aversions and her obsessions. Like, Gypsy's going down to Pound Town. I made a weird note and I don't even know what, it doesn't make any sense. She asked about Nick. But the cop didn't know anything. He pretended to not know anything. So I don't know why I put that note there. I'm sorry. I just got sidetracked in my brain. Like, what am I supposed to talk about right now? I already did the food. Oh, she was upset she's a Hufflepuff and not a Gryffindor. She'd be okay had she kept her mouth shut because nothing good came from having a show. No, the show was her downfall, if you really want to be real about it. She thought I was going to do something. She got some money, but it brought too much negative attention to her, and then... Okay, New Orleans lady, send it to me. Oh yeah, her book, that was messed up. Hey, Giggles. How you doing? We're talking about the Gypsy Rose Blanchard interrogation, and I just want to say that Gypsy Rose Blanchard is such a Hufflepuff. Okay? She would be a Hufflepuff. I have my monster book of monsters. It's actually right in here. I don't want to dig it out. And my son was playing with my wand, so it's gone. I don't know where it's at right now. But I do have my Dementor. Don't F with me and Harry Potter. That bitch is a Hufflepuff. Actually, you know what? Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a muggle. She's gonna have the backbone to be a Slytherin. Yeah, because they stand on business. A Slytherin will stand on business. Gypsy Rose can't. Sorry, she's a muggle. She's a squib. You're a Slytherin. I'm pretty sure I think my test I was a Ravenclaw. You do not accept her. But yeah. That was one of the things I realized I would probably tell her if I ever met her, is that she's definitely a Hufflepuff, but I just changed it and it would be, you're a muggle, bitch. You're a muggle. I can't read my own handwriting. Is that messed up? Oh, okay. So you know how in her interview with Melissa Moore or whatever, she talks about how she never had food until she went to prison. That was the first time she had prison. In her interrogation, she talks about eating food at Disney World. A squib. She's a fucking squib, bruh. Bria's her golem. Oh my god. I was like Dreamer's the golem. Jackie, don't get in trouble. She talked about Dee Dee's cooking in the show too. That just reminded me. On the second season, when they go to that foundation place where they're gonna have the baby shower, she talks about, you know, she's throwing shade at her mom because I've never had a brown jambalaya. I've only had a red. Because my mom only made red jambalaya. And they're all like, we don't make red around here. No, we're authentic Cajuns. We make the brown, bitch. What's this red jambalaya? Bullshit. So she had talked about it, and she talked about it in her interrogation, how she was so full at Disney World from eating so much food and eating so much sugar, she was dancing up and down Main Street. Nobody was there, she said, so it was okay. Nobody was there. I was there. I was just on a sugar high, dancing up and down Main Street. Meh. You know, okay. Or when she said, I like steak, but then she says in another video that she doesn't like it. She tried steak for the first time when she got out of prison, she claims. My personal theory is that she probably had steak when she was young, but choked on it because she can't chew. She couldn't chew right. So, yeah, her mom probably never gave her steak again. Pretty sure her eating is enough to make me want to skip a meal. I know. What is that uncanny valley effect someone told me is a thing where you just like are so repulsed by somebody just by being them, basically. And that's Gypsy. Okay, so there's this part, like I said, I was half paying attention because I was on live and I was talking to chat, but there's this part where she was talking about, where her mom was like telling her to take a drink. I think it was around the time where I think she was talking about butterbeer. I don't know for sure. But she's like, my mom told me to just take a sip, but she took a whole big drink. And then it was too much, so she spit it out. And I just thought that was interesting. Because there's many times where It's little things like that. I can't think of many examples. The only other example I can think of is in the show when she was doing her driving lessons, where someone of authority is telling her to do something and she refuses to do it. It's like she physically can't do it. She has to do the opposite of what she's fucking told. And it's ridiculous. Like, that's what she was doing with the driving. Like, the teacher, the instructor is telling her to stop. I mean, to keep going, keep going. You don't stop for traffic right here. They wait for you, and she still just fucking stops. Like, she can't listen. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know. And she talks about how when she went to,
Anytime we go to Florida, we stay for 3 weeks. 3 weeks we stay in Florida. 3 whole weeks.
he's like, wow, I wish I had that. Yeah, I could stay there for 3 weeks when I go to Florida. Jesus. That's not fair.
Well, we just need. We don't like to be rushed. We don't like to be rushed when we go to Florida. We go to the park one day. We stay at the room the next day and rest.
Must be nice, bitch. Her life was so horrible, remember? Do you remember that? Do you remember when she said that? Anyway, moving on to my next bullet point. Oh, I noticed she doesn't have shoes on. Why the fuck did she take her shoes off? Is this why she didn't have shoes? Because that was part of the thing in the show with the shoes. The first thing she said when she got out of prison, the first thing she said was,
"The boots don't fit. God, the boots don't fit. The boots don't fit."
No, hi to Ryan. Hey, honey, I missed you. Thank you for picking me up. No, it's the fucking boots don't fit. Because her boots won't zip up. So then she had to go and buy shoes at the shoe store when she got out of prison. And the paparazzi was there, you know, just chilling at the fucking Foot Locker at Chillicothe, Missouri, waiting because they knew she needed shoes. Is that why? Because she was arrested without shoes on. I'm wondering. Oh. She said, okay, so interesting because of Becca Scoop's video, okay? Becca Scoops talks about her Google searches. And she was Googling, hello, darling. Yeah.
I want to download My Talking Tom.
Okay, go get your tablet.
Okay.
Okay, so she is on Google searches and she's Googling the term for, you know, like when you're obsessed with something or you have a phobia of something, those terms. There's phobia and then there's the term for when you're obsessed with something. And so she was looking up the term for when you're obsessed with something to deal with. So she's looking up dealing with. I don't want to talk about it right now. My kid's right there. Sorry for the distraction. What, you moved everything on the screen. Where's the Google Play Store? Oh, there it is. Not now. No, thank you. Search. Just the regular My Talking Tom?
Yeah, My Talking Tom. My Talking
Did
Tom.
your face? Hold on, I have to sign in.
This is My Talking Tom.
That's the one you want? Okay, so install.
I think that comes out in 2013, right?
I guess it did come out in 2013. You're so smart. All right, will you close the door behind you, baby? Is it downloading?
I think so.
Okay. All right, so Limerence that is what Ryan has. Anyway, so she's looking at the term when you're obsessed with something, similar to the term phobia, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, she's looking up what it means when you want to have schmecks on a grave site, like a grave, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Where something is buried. That was a Google search Becca searched up. So I thought it was interesting that in her interrogation, she knew the term for the phobia of being scared of tall things. She's scared of tall things. Philia. Phobia and philia. Thank you, Catfisher. Thank you. Phobia and philia. So she knows, she's likes the phobia and philias. She knew the philia. She was Googling the philia for that. She knew the phobia. She said the word. I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. But she said it. Ken is tall. She uses the example of being by the arch because they were, at the time, they were also talking about the St. Louis Arch. But she gets up and uses the example like if you were standing right up against the arch and you look up, that frightens her, she says. And that she knew that the phobia, what that was called. So I thought that was interesting. And it's just interesting things I noticed. Nick used it too and said he thought it was gross. Like pedophilia. Cat. Oh my god. Hey Josh. Okay, so thank you for the gifts. So anyway, moving on. Talking about philia. Where was I? Oh, she says that, I don't know, she was on some trip somewhere. I think it was in Kansas City, Missouri. And there's the statue of the thinker. Yeah, it says Kansas City. And she imitated the pose. She did the pose of the thinker when she's full on supposed to be paralyzed and can't move her legs. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting. She just like openly admits to how she used to just move around so much, like dancing up and down Main Street at Disney World, even though she's supposed to be bound to a wheelchair and her mother never let her out of that wheelchair. And she's imitating the thinker for pictures. Like, she talks about walking in public a lot. I thought that was interesante. Okay. As in, Nick said he didn't like necrophilia in his interrogation when he was asked about Dee Dee. Yes, they asked, but didn't they ask about that because she didn't have panties on? You know, was that why they asked him? And had they already read their messages about the grape? Yeah. Maybe she just sleeps without panties. That's what Gypsy said. She sleeps without panties. People get grossed out by the word panties, but I love that word.
Red panties are Satan's panties. They're Satan's panties.
Yeah, can I not say that word on TikTok? I didn't know. Necrophilia. Yeah, panties and moist. I don't like the word moist, but I like the word panties. Pantaloons. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so in her interrogation, she also tells the police officer very openly about how she saw whales in Cape Cod. Okay, and if you know why that's important, because she gets out of prison and pretended like she never been to the damn ocean before. And there was that whole video of her like, oh my god, my first time at the ocean. I've never been to a beach before. Bitch has been on a boat on a whale tour. Get the fuck out of here. It's in the FOIA videos. We see your whole Cape Cod visit now. Coin purse.
A coin purse?
When talking about Hurricane Katrina, so she's talking about how she moved to Missouri and where she came from, and during Hurricane Katrina,
during Hurricane Katrina, I lived in Golden. I mean,
what did she say? She started to say Golden Meadow, okay?
I used to live in the Slidell projects.
She was gonna say Golden Meadow, but caught herself and wanted to say Slidell Projects. I don't know why she had to correct herself with saying that. Someone should have just quietly undid the brake on her chair near the edge of the Cape Cod boat. Wait, who said that? Right, Pony? Whoops. Who? You would have heard her go down. The way she was screaming on that boat, though, every time she saw a fucking whale.
Wow! Woohoo! Yeah!
Oh, which, Pony, I'm glad you're in here because I have a lot of questions in my notes that I was going to ask the people in the chat. Like, one of them was, is it true she went to the Superdome during Hurricane Katrina? Because in her interrogation, wasn't that really her interrogation? It didn't start yet. She's just talking to the police officer that's guarding her after she ate her ham sammies. She says she never went to the Superdome. She went to a different shelter. The Gyp voice gets you. Who does it better, me or Audrey? She's committed to the bit. They never went to the Superdome. 1980 did a great video about this. I'll have to watch it. She's gone. She was in here. There's no evidence or footage. They did. No. Okay, so she even says that they didn't go to the Superdome in that video.
Hey, Mommy.
So, hey, Woody.
Watch this.
You dropped the piano on him? Oh. That was silly.
Wait, what did you say?
I said that was silly. Is he at a piggy bank? Drip face off the camera.
Can you say something?
Hi, Tom. Bye, Tom. Okay. Yours is the funniest, but I love how everyone does the same thing. The other voice. But she only turns on the baby voice when she wants sympathy. Gypsy? Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, here it's the part where she called her blanket a blankie. Because it was just small talk that they're having, and he was asking if she needed anything. I didn't really... Yeah, I asked if she needs anything, and she says
She has a blankie and I had a Sammy. A Sammy and a blankie, so I'm good.
he's like... They were treating her like such a child. It's ridiculous because he even says like that it might not be the best blanket, but when you've had a scary day, it's good enough. Or did she say that? Maybe she said that. I didn't clarify in my notes. Now that she doesn't use the baby voice, it's so clear it was just for the con. Yeah, like, do you know who Paris Hilton is? Paris Hilton in the 2000s did the voice, you know?
That's hot.
She did that fake voice and she played dumb, and she admits that it was all a bit. It was all fake. Okay. Also, in the this is before the interrogation, she's still speaking to the police officer that is watching her. He's sitting in the hallway because she stinks and hasn't showered. I don't know, that's just my interpretation of why he's sitting in the hallway. She says that a week ago she was in the ER waiting 6 hours to get her feeding tube changed because there's like a lot of people with broken arms and in a lot of pain, so they were just busy at the ER that day. Why is she going to the ER to change her feeding tube? Isn't that like a set appointment? Why are they just walking into the ER and being like, oh yeah, we need a feeding tube change today? Hold on. Okay, I'm here. Sorry it scared you. My mom called. I live in an old church building. I'm in the upstairs, she's in the downstairs, and she made stuffed peppers and mashed potatoes and asked if I wanted some. We don't share dinners, so that's a big deal that she just asked if I want some dinner. Interesting. But I do want some. I do want a stuffed pepper and mashed potatoes.
Royal mashed potatoes.
Did you see on her Instagram post, her TikTok post, every post of her date night with Ken, she posted the mashed potatoes? I got a really good kick out of that. I wanted to type in and say,
Royal mashed potatoes. You had to show them.
I am sitting in a throne. This is a throne. This is my throne. I got it at my baby shower. My stepdad made it for me. Yeah, and this is interchangeable. It can come off. I don't want to take it off. It's on there pretty good, but he could make a new plaque and I could put it up there whatever I want. But it's like that because it was for my baby shower for my kid, so it's me and my oldest. It's my throne. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, so I thought that was weird that she went to the emergency room to get her feeding tube changed. Now a lot of people give Dee Dee slack for, or give her shit for, not changing the feeding tube at home and going to the doctor to do it because it's so simple and you can just do it at home. For the all-seeing eye, that would be cool. That would be cool. Thank you for the follow. Where's your new Gypsy review? Placebo, I'm sorry. Listen, I know it's been like a month since I've made content, and I was just talking about that when I started this live. I'm so behind on making content. I know, I have to. You know how many times I've watched episode 4? A fucking million. I just have to write the script. I have been putting off writing the script. And she was doing a lot of searches on hospitals and ERs in Big Bend. Why? If her and her mom was making her go to the hospital and not going herself. Yeah, I just think it's weird. Why were they going to the ER though? Wouldn't you set an appointment? But I don't give her slack for doing that because if my kid had a feeding tube, because like I said, he has RFID, so I have thought, like, what if my kid needs a feeding tube because he just doesn't eat. He doesn't try new foods at all. He doesn't get the nutrition he needs. He takes 2 Pediasure a day, and he has to have a laxative. I lost my train of thought. I was saying, oh, if my son had a feeding tube, I wouldn't change it. No, I'd be too scared. I can't tell you what it is about it, but that would just freak me the fuck out. I couldn't do it. I would be going to the doctor to have them change the feeding tube every time you need the feeding tube changed. But I would assume I would call and be like, hey, on the 14th, can we come in for that feeding tube change? Okay, yeah, you don't go to the ER to get a feeding tube changed unless she was probably infected or something was wrong, and that's why they went to the ER. In my opinion. Okay, next. Oh, one of the police officers said she didn't like. Yeah, I wouldn't like doing it, Pony. I wouldn't be able to. I can barely clean up puke. I can't shove something into somebody's body. Like, the thought of that freaks me out. Okay, she also had everyone believing in the MSBP theory, but left out the Mater criteria. Maybe they could bill later at the ER. Maybe medical attention is still attention instead of paying up front. I don't know, that's interesting to think about, that they avoiding a bill for that day. Yeah, nobody was making her sick. She had the micro deletion. She needed these things. She needed a feeding tube. She couldn't eat right. Which I think she could have had ARFID, or could still suffer with ARFID. She has an aversion for food. But anyway, she's sitting there, and one of the police officers comes to check on her and asked how her sandwich was, and she said it was good.
Oh, it was really good. I ate both of them.
I was like, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that. That the sandwich was good. And I thought that was funny. Okay, so this is where we get into the notes about Mike from Missouri who comes to talk to her, who's the police officer. And so he asks her age, and she lies. She says that, she says she's 19. And she had to, earlier in the interrogation, well, before this, because this is where the interrogation finally starts, but before this, she was taken to the hospital to get her seizure meds, and so she has a wristband on from that visit to the hospital, and she explains that this, you know,
It says 1991 on here. But that's because it's a long story. It's from Hurricane Katrina. They have the dates wrong.
so she's saying that Medicaid and her insurance have the wrong dates. She's actually born in 1995 and she's 19. Actually, she's 23 at that moment, and she fucking knows that. She knows that. I think she thought that she was gonna get to go home too. Like she says, she's like, oh, I just need to talk to the police officer. I forget what part she said this. My notes are all over the place. But she says at one point to the guy who was watching her that
She's like, I just need to talk to the police officer and then go back to the house and get my stuff.
yeah, she definitely thought she was going home. She just wanted to get her stuff. She was worried. She mentions her stuff at Nick's house like 3 times. So her social security card is there. When asked if she has family in Louisiana, she says that they're not on good speaking terms, talking about Rod and them. But, you know, Audrey and them have been going over all of the Facebook messages and showing how they were all in contact still. So I think she just was pissed off at Rod because he was not in her life. Yeah, she asked for the. That was one of her first questions at the very beginning we went over. That she asked,
Is there a movie theater in town?
"Bitch, what the hell?" Oh, and it's interesting that she says that, you know, her family in Louisiana she's not on good speaking terms with, but Rod messaged her the day she got arrested and was like, "I'll come swoop you. Where you at?" After she committed her crime. So she also said she was an only child. Christy liked comment on Dee Dee's new car on Facebook that was posted months before the unaliving. Yeah, they were in contact with each other. I think criticism for her is fine, duh, but some people take it as a sign to fake claim real victims. Yeah. So she claims she was an only child. Yeah, she brings up in her show, and she brings up multiple times that she was close to her mom's side of the family. She wasn't close to Rod's side of the family, so it was like so odd and weird that she just became close to them all of a sudden after the crime. Thank you for the roses, Brooke. The police officer asked if she had any schooling, and she said, "Unfortunately, I have only homeschooling," which I thought was a stab at homeschool kids. That was kind of fucking rude.
Unfortunately, only homeschooling, you know. My education is scattered. I have the education of a 3rd grader.
But wasn't it up until like 20 something that Dee Dee was getting stuff for schooling for Gypsy? Rod and Chrissy said they didn't know their address but mailed her present. They sent her a laptop, I thought. She's the only child of Dee Dee and Rod, so kind of an only child. No double bloods. Yeah, true. She was taking it that way, but she didn't like clarify. You know what I mean? You were homeschooled through high school. There's nothing wrong with that.
Unfortunately, I was homeschooled.
Cop asked if she had a phone or computer, and she says, "No, my mom never let me use one." Meanwhile, she was just arrested with the man she met online. Like, does she think they're dumb? She's just lying away. No big deal. Because he even asks, he goes on to ask her, like, how she ended up in Waukesha, Wisconsin. She's like, "Well, I met my boyfriend online," and catches herself, and she's like,
Well, I used my mom's laptop. That's why.
meanwhile, she was sending videos to Nick with a cell phone behind. Yep. Exactly. Rod bought her a laptop and sent money for it, so, you know, that family she's not on good terms with. Oh. Okay. So, I forgot about this part. The cop goes into this, like, he starts off his interrogation with her telling this, like, analogy of a snowball. And you have a snowball at the top of the hill, you know, and it rolls down the hill and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and the next thing you know, it's gonna explode. And he's saying it's the same way with lying. So he goes into this knowing this bitch is gonna lie, and I'm pretty sure it's because she's just been lying about everything to the officer that's watching her this whole time. I never had a laptop. Never had a computer. Okay, I forgot my phone. I wanted to show you guys the clip. I wrote down the timestamp for the part when he finally tells her that her mom is dead. So let me go grab that really quick. So you can be reminded. You all have probably seen it. You said, how many of you have seen the interrogation? I think all of you said you've seen it. Thank you for the roses, Michelle. So you know the moment. How long did I stay on live yesterday? I was live for a little bit during the day, and then I went live last night. I was on live till like midnight. It was a snow day today. Snow day again tomorrow. It's been forever, so what does she think they're fucking there for? Okay, exactly. So I'm gonna go get that so we can watch the clip of her being told her mom has been unalived. It's so ridiculous. Ooh, I can smell those stuffed peppers. They smell so good. Alright. Got it. Got it. We just want YouTube. It's freezing up in here. Her acting is ridiculous. And if you were on my live like a couple nights ago last week, hey Chloe, what is up? We were watching this woman who I thought would be an anti-gypsy person, and she turned out to be a fucking moron, okay? She's like watching the Foya videos and thinks Gypsy's really crying. The trauma she must have been through to be crying like this over someone not loving her is like, oh my god. I was like, you're so stupid. Wow. You actually believe that fake act she put on? Where's the video? Here it is. It's at 127.
Remember the pencil that we talked about? I'm gonna demonstrate something with the pencil here, okay? Look at me. I'm into this. Okay? Just hang on, listen to me for just a second, okay? I want you to understand something. What I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this? Okay? Sometimes you get dealt bad hand, and I think sometimes that's what's happening with you, okay? And I want you to understand that you need to be honest with me, and if you're involved in anything that I'm about ready to tell you, then you need to tell me, okay? Your mom's dead, okay? Now, what I want to ask you is, your mom's passed away, okay? And she's deceased, all right? Now, what I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this? Okay? Hang on, listen to me for just a second, okay? I want you to understand something, okay?
Okay. Too long. So, that's some fake ass shit. Thank you for the heartbeat. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So she starts crying. No. No. And he's like, when she starts lying, he goes, now remember that ball? That snowball? I mean, he gave her every opportunity to tell the truth. You know, he's like giving her all the lines you see about the, you know, you have the chance to rewrite your own story. You have the chance to tell the truth now. What did he say? They have every chance to tell the truth, but she just continues to lie. Yep. And she's like, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Yeah, avalanche. That's what happened with her snowball. Just lying. He says he knows the answers to a lot of the questions, and I'm giving you a chance to tell the truth. And anytime you're in a situation like this, like, you ask for a lawyer. This is where she should have asked for a lawyer, by the way, in my opinion. She should have asked for a lawyer long ago, but whatever. He's been making it clear she's a suspect.
She's like, I never hurt my mom. I never lie.
Then doesn't he say Nick told us everything? Yeah, we get there.
She's like, I would never lie.
He's like, then don't sit there and lie to me. There are times where I liked this officer, you know, he kind of gets a little snarky with her there, but he was very leading. And I hate leading interrogations. I hate leading interviewers. Like Kay Lowry, the way she interviewed Gypsy was very, the leading questions. I don't like that. Has there been contradicting statements about her having friends? Like, has she said somewhere that that she doesn't have friends? Has she said that somewhere? With the detective. I'm Casey, I remember that. Because here she says she has a lot of friends in Missouri. It's like, people are worried about you. She's like, I understand, I have a lot of friends. And he's like, all these people are standing at the bottom of the hill for the snowball to get you. Just tell your people the truth. Okay, the who? Yeah, she says her mom didn't allow her to have friends. But here we are, she says she has a lot of friends in Missouri. So, what's the truth then? Alright, so a snowball's rolling down the hill on all her friends and family who just want to know the truth, the why. He keeps asking her, what's the why? But what's the why? And then she feigns freaking out. You know, she's like,
You think it's me? I did it? You think I had something to do with this? Ugh. I love my mom. We're best friends. I would never.
it's like, come on now. You're digging your hole deeper. Her friends are actually the donors. My notes are small. He's like, you're the only one that knows the why. Do you want to disappoint your friends? Thank you, Bethany.
Can I speak, sir? Can I speak?
When we get to the why, that's when you can speak.
I have no idea what's going on.
Which, okay, that's another thing with interrogation, even as a police officer. I'm not a police officer. I don't know anything. You know, my baby daddy's a police officer, but, I'm not. But I will say that in an interrogation, you would think that, thank you for the heart, me, Sandra, that you would want the suspect to just keep talking. And she even asks, can I speak, sir? Like, she wants to talk. And he's just like, no. When I get the why. He doesn't let her just... She could talk herself in circles. We know this. And he does not let her. And I think that's really interesting. That he just keeps interrupting her and trying to rush the interrogation and just get to the point. He's so over it already or something. Someone followed me. Thank you for the follow. Simply Lulu. So she proceeds to say she has no idea what's going on. She's here because her mom kicked her out. Okay? Her mom kicked her out of the house because her mom,
I don't know. She wanted to keep me a little girl forever or something.
hey Jen.
She doesn't like my boyfriend.
Okay?
That's why she's here. That's why she's in Waukesha, Wisconsin. She has no idea what's going on. I don't know why I'm in this police department. Thank you for the heart me, Jip Possum. My mom kicked me out. She hates my boyfriend, wants to keep me a little girl forever. Or something. Apparently, Dee Dee told her if you wanted to move to Wisconsin, then just go. Go ahead. Which I believe that, because in the Google searches that we saw, Dee Dee was looking up homeless shelters. Dee Dee was looking up that behavioral center for somewhere for her to go. And I believe that because Dee Dee also on Facebook looked up every family member besides Krusty, looked up every family member on Facebook. And I think that she was investigating, like, kind of look what's going on in this person's life, what's going on, because she wanted to see if she could dump Gypsy off on them. Gypsy tried to unalive her with a pellet gun. G-U-N. TikTok shop. With a G-U-N. So, you know, she was scared of her. She wanted to get her out of the house. So I believe that. I believe she said, if you want to go to Wisconsin with your boyfriend, just fucking go. I don't care. Okay. She wanted her out of the house because they were having fights. But I'm not a violent person. I'm not.
A lot of their arguments stemmed from Nick, she says. So she gave him money to come and get her. That's what she's saying. That's what the story is. So her mom's kicking her out. She can go to move to Wisconsin. So she sent him money to come get her. I don't know why she can't just use that money to just leave. You know what I mean? Why can't she just leave the fucking house? She has to send him money so he can come out, stay at a hotel, and then come and get her. Okay? So she gave him money to stay at the hotel. And the police, I was like, whoa. We're getting way off topic here. We need to get back to the why. The why of the situation. Where's the why? Which is funny because, like I said, she's just talking. She's giving a lot of information, but this motherfucker keeps stopping her. What about the why? We need the why. We don't need details about the crime. We just need the why you did it. Okay, here we are. He wouldn't just let her talk. Because he could have gotten all this information out of her, but whatever. I don't think he's a very good interrogator. That's what I wrote down. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it, motherfucker. Okay. Gypsy never once said her mom... Okay, that's something in the interrogation. She never once said her mom hurt her. She abused her. Never said nothing of the sort. Just that she wanted to keep her a child forever, didn't like her boyfriend. Alright? They had arguments, but they would work through them. So it wasn't her. She didn't do nothing. They worked through their arguments.
I'm not a violent person. I don't know martial arts. Duh. Huh.
I also didn't like how the officer kept trying to put words in her mouth, like saying it was just a mistake. It's just a simple mistake. Like, murder is not a simple mistake. Get out of here with that shit. Even sweet people make mistakes. That's what he said. Even sweet people make mistakes. Like, shut the fuck up. It wasn't a mistake. Ugh. Oh. So you know how she said she never had a phone or a laptop? Here she finally comes out and says she had a phone that she used for Yahoo messaging. Elijah? I actually heard somebody outside my door. I'm sorry, I'm getting freaked out. Thank you for the heart, me. She did love acting like a child. She infantilized her own damn self. The cop brings up Aaliyah. You know Aaliyah Woodmansey? The friend that she emailed stating that she had the microdeletion and that was what was all her medical issues. Thank you for the heart, me Rose. Yeah. So the cop brings up Aaliyah and that she's worried about Gypsy. And Gypsy laughs. Aaliyah,
She's been a bully to me. She's a bully.
which I thought was interesting because there are those messages where she does ask her, like, were you being mean to me? She asked Aaliyah that, but Aaliyah denies it. So, I don't know. And it takes a really, really bad person to bully a mentally ill or whatever she was pretending to be wrong with her and in a wheelchair. I can't see Aaliyah Woodmunsey bullying her, but whatever. At this point, she's still playing dumb. Like, she doesn't know what's going on. She asked if her mom had a heart attack.
Because she's been really sick.
So that means she's gonna have a heart attack if she's been sick a lot? The flu doesn't cause a heart attack. Well, she didn't say flu, but, you know, whatever. And she mentioned something about her mom having guardianship papers for her, and then it mutes. I guess because they talk about medical stuff, so it mutes or whatever. And I thought, I don't know why she mentioned that or brought that up. It was kind of almost random at that part. Allie, thank you for the heart me. Yeah, it was kind of random at that part, so I don't know. But yeah, she was like, did she have a heart attack? You know why she died.
Please, don't tell me she committed...
Okay, I can't say the word. Unaliving? Of self? Self-unaliving?
She had bipolar. She had bipolar, sir.
They muted names? Okay. Oh, that makes sense. They were muting a lot of medical stuff, so I just, like, assumed that it was, like, medical, and that's why they were muting it. So she starts to lean into saying that Nick did this. Because I think that was her plan all along. That's why they only had one ticket, which she kind of talks about that a little bit near the end. So we're getting there. I just have a lot of notes, guys. So they get to a point where they're talking about Nick doing it, and she's like, I never said that. I never said he did it. But the cop asks, so why do you think he did this to her? I don't know. Okay, I didn't write my notes very, very well. But he kept asking, why did Nick do this? Why did Nick do this? We need to get to the why. And she just keeps denying that she knows anything, that he's done anything. It was, of natural causes, or she did it to herself. That's what she keeps leaning into. And then finally, he asks again, so why do you think he did this to her? And she says that Nick always said it's us against the world, and he wanted to protect her. So she blames it on him. Thank you for the follow. Okay, yeah, so my notes are all over the place. My notes are all over the place, sorry. So this is not in chronological order, and that drives me crazy. Yeah, so here, because these little arrows, they mean this is messed up. Yeah, these are messed up. I don't know when we get to the point where the cop asked her if she's ever been threatened before. And she says one time she was threatened at Walmart. She's talking about the incident that is fake. That story's not even true. She was never attacked at Walmart. That was when she shot at her mom with the BBGUN. When she thought it was a real GUN. Because she was trying to unalive her mom. And Dee Dee took the hit for her and was like, they lied and said they got attacked and robbed at Walmart. So she's even lying here. Have you ever been threatened before? Yeah, one time at Walmart. That was a fucking lie. It's not even true. That story was fake. She continues to cry about, she's like crying about loving her mom. She takes her shirt and wipes her big ass snotty nose all over it. And you can, from how the camera's up in the corner and they're sitting down in the chair in the couch. And you can see from there the snot on her fucking shirt. Hey Jennifer, how are you? It was disgusting. Yeah, so this is where pretty much where she starts to blame Nick. She's still playing dumb though, like she doesn't know what's going on. She's still playing like, I don't know.
Did she have a heart attack?
She brings up, how she, with her mom, it wasn't as bad as they said. Oh, good. We're snowed in. We're talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard's interrogation. Hey, Sadie. Yeah, accept GRB. Hopefully you have the night you deserve. Biash. Bia. Yeah, so we're talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard's interrogation. I'm going over notes and things I noticed. So anyway, she said she was getting on her mom's nerves and her mom's nerve medication was running out or something. She's getting impatient with her always defending Nick is what she says. And he's like, well, why did he do this to her? And that's when she said it was us against the world thing. Okay, so there we're caught up with my notes. He asks again, why do you think he did this?
The only reason I can think of is because he wanted me to himself. He wanted me all to himself.
She says her mom claimed
Nick was a head in the closet kind of guy. Like Jeffrey Dahmer.
she pretends to not know who Jeffrey Dahmer is, even though she Googled that son of a bitch. She knew who Jeffrey Dahmer was. She's like, your mom was right. She starts crying. I put your food on your desk in your room. It's in a covered container. I thought I heard her out there. Your desk in your room. It's in a covered container. I thought I heard her out there. Sorry, we closed out of the app for a second. You're watching the act? Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're gonna watch this clip right here where she's talking about
Dee Dee said he was a bad guy. He was one of those head in the closet types of guys. Like Jeffrey Dahmer. You know the Jeffrey Dahmer guy? Yeah, like him.
well, your mom was right. And she starts bawling her eyes out.
Drunk her up. She wanted to keep her a little bit early home, didn't she?
She said that there was something dangerous about him. She had a way of reading people.
Okay.
And she said that he seems like the head in a closet type of person that kind of murders and kills and
Your
like
mom was right.
Jeffrey Dahmer kind of person.
I think your mom was right. You know your mom was right. You hit her right on the nail on the head, sweetheart. You know your mom was right when she said that.
Selfish.
Should know what?
I don't believe that shit for a second. Hell, Silvermaw. Alright, so again, this cop starts giving leading questions, leading narrative. So he's like, was he too strong for you to stop her? stop him. They did feed into the little girl shit. Way too much. It pisses me off, honestly. These guys piss me off, these cops. You know, because she's crying, as we just saw. She's upset. She's crying because this Jeffrey Dahmer guy took advantage of her, and your mom was right the whole time. He was an evil, evil man. And you're just this pitiful little shit. You can't get... Okay? So... And he's like, was he too strong for you to stop him? And she's like... and lifts up her shirt and shows this big ass bruise on her arm, which you can see from the cameras that are like way up here. So you see this bruise on her arm, you know? He's like, yeah, I see that. I see that. He gotcha. And she's just this pouty sound. Did you try to stop him? And she slowly's like, yes. He's like, good job. I'm so proud of you. Fuck you. I hate him. I'm proud of you for that. And he asks, did you try to pull the knife away from him? Did ya? The female officer made a Freudian slip in the phone calls. Oh, really? Oh, the bite she made him put there, she didn't bite herself. Yes. Yes, that one. She's like, he said, did you try to stop him? Was he too strong? This bruise on my arm, insinuating that bruise is from her trying to stop him from murdering her mom, right? Yeah, that's what she just fucking did. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to that bruise on her arm, okay? Just wait. He's very proud of her. All right? She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Did you try to pull the knife away from him? Did ya? And she's like doing this shit with her head. And he's like, is that a yes? Are you nodding yes? And she says, yes, she did try to take it away from him. And then she starts breaking down and says, I've been lying the whole time. I'm ready to be honest now. She can't go on with the lies anymore. She's been talking to him for 30 minutes. So she's been going on for a while with this lie. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't just with him in this 30 minutes. She's been lying to the previous officer she was talking to too. So, okay, so it's been 30 minutes. She's been talking to the Missouri officers, and now she's finally ready to tell the truth, she says. She's been lying the whole time. Why did I put that part? 30 minutes of lying, she even lied about her age, saying she was 19. Her Medicaid is wrong date because of Hurricane Katrina. Why was she continuing her mom's lies? That is an interesting note to think about. If those were her mom's lies, why did she just stick with them? I'm like, you could be like, yeah, she was conditioned to say those things for so long, it just came to her. But I mean, I don't know. I guess I just don't know trauma. Okay, and another thing. She never said that this, because he keeps asking the why. The why this happened. Why did he do this? Why did Nick do this? And it's never because my mom forced me to sit in a wheelchair my whole life. My mom has been abusing me my whole life. It's because Nick wanted her to himself. That's why. That's the why she gives him. Not because she needed to be saved. No, it's because Nick did this. Nick wanted this. She has no idea he even did it. So she starts to say he did it. They're going to sit. Okay, so this was her story. This is her new story. Her new story is, she's been fainting. I don't know. She must have had a heart attack. Now she's like, okay, I knew what happened. I knew it was going to happen. We were sitting on the porch, but he went inside. And she told Nick, go outside. Go outside. Go outside. No, you can't be in here. And the cop gives her words again. What did he say? What did he say? The cop gave her words again. What was your mom doing at this time? Was she sleeping?
Yeah, she was sleeping. She's sleeping.
So even if she really was sleeping, which is something that I do believe that Dee Dee was sleeping at the time that the attack occurred. I just don't like how that officer is just leading and giving statements like that, you know? Okay, so then this is what she says. Was she sleeping? Yeah,
She's sleeping. She's sleeping. And then I had to use the restroom and he locked me in there. He locked me in there. And I heard her crying my name out.
He cut his finger. The cop asked which finger, and she showed him on her hand which finger it was. Oh, and she caught herself. I think we had another clip we can watch. Sorry, I'm like rereading my notes as we do this. I'm horrible. I'm so sorry, guys. I've never done a live like this before. Normally my videos, there's cuts and edits and it's a lot more put together. But, so what she's saying is, this is what happened. They were going to sit on the porch. He went inside. She said, no, you need to leave. You need to leave. And then I just decided to go to the bathroom. And then he locked me in the bathroom. And then he went and did it. And I could hear her screaming. Could hear her screaming. 20.
Okay. And how should you have listened to her? Okay. Should you try to stop it? Was it too strong?
He's very strong.
It's hard for you.
Okay, I don't know how to find this.
That's correct.
Okay, I can't find this clip. Because the timestamp I wrote down is wrong. Anyway, she says when he came back to get her out of the bathroom after he locked her in the bathroom, she says that she's like, I went to go. He commanded me to clean it up because he cut his finger. So she started to say, I went to go and clean it up, but she corrected herself and said he commanded me to do it. So she's catching herself as she's talking to correct herself and fill the lies. You know what I mean? He commanded me to do it. That's not what she was going to say at first. And the cop was really honing in on the cleaning supplies she used, which I thought was interesting. But she used baby wipes and then just threw them away to clean up his finger. She says that she was in shock when he came to get her. Is this when they talked about, like, he's like, how did he lock you in the bathroom? And she's like, he locked it and then closed the door behind him. But it's like, bitch, you could unlock it. You could unlock it. Anyway. So she's in shock when he comes to get her out of the bathroom. He takes her into her bedroom and he tells her to get all her toys off the bed, and then he grapes her. Okay? And then when he's done, he grabs her backpack and the cop asks, what was in the backpack? And she says soap and clothes, which is interesting because the bitch hasn't bathed or changed her clothes the whole time she was with Nick. So what was she bringing that shit for anyway? I don't know. They called Springfield Yellow Cab, she says, to come and pick them up. She says,
I know cleaning up the crime is wrong, but he made me do it. He grabbed me by the neck and told me to do it. He told me to clean it up.
They took the cab to the Days Inn. That's where they stayed.
Right next to the Cracker Barrel,
She says that's the days in. The Cracker Barrel. Her and Dee Dee loved the Cracker Barrel. So I've heard. Okay, so did he come stay down like the night before the crime? Was he staying there the 9th? Because isn't it said everywhere that the crime occurred on the 10th? Isn't there a discrepancy with when the crime actually occurred with the 9th or the 10th? Something like that? Because I find it interesting that Dee Dee's mom passed away on June 9th, 1997. And Gypsy wanted this crime to occur on June 9th. The same day Dee Dee's mom passed. Yes, the 10th is the estimate based on the text, I think. I'm suspicious of the timeline. I don't know. Didn't the cab driver that came to pick them up say that Gypsy was rude? I saw that on a documentary, I think. Oh, she's like,
what's gonna happen to me, sir? Sir, what's gonna happen to me?
it's like, I'm glad you asked. Let's get back to the why. Why'd you did this?
I think I know why.
Why did he do this?
I think I know why.
So she goes on to explain that she invited Nick up in March to see Cinderella, you know? So Dee Dee got upset because she was paying more attention to Nick than Gypsy was paying attention to Dee Dee. So Dee Dee got mad. Alright. And this is when Gypsy tells the cops that Dee Dee said Nick was creepy. He was a creepy guy, not good enough for my daughter. You're a creepy hitting on my daughter at a family movie. And Nick doesn't like his name being dragged through the mud. So this is the why. This is why Nick did it. Yep, he unalived her for justice and revenge. For bringing his name through the mud. Fucking, that's why. That's the why Gypsy gives the police officer. He's been asking for this whole time. He said that she had been bad. She bad-talked him and she deserved it. That's what he says. She claims he said that. And she tells the police officer, Nick told her he would have done a lot worse if he didn't care about Gypsy. If I didn't care about you, I would have done way worse to her. He wanted to grape her, but Gypsy saved her from that, you know? The cop asks if she went in and saw her mom, and she says no. She didn't want to go in there. He says it may not mean much, but he's proud of her. I guess for talking. I don't know. He was pissing me off. Because she likes the praise kinks. She's a praise kink. She likes that shit. You're basically telling her she's a good girl. And this may not mean much, but I'm proud of you. The fuck? They treated her so weird. He asked about the knife. She claims she didn't know anything about it. I don't know anything about that knife. And when... Oh. She didn't know where he got it from. Yeah, she didn't know where he got the knife from. But we all know where she got the knife from. She throws Nick under the bus again. And so she's been with Nick for 2 years and 7 months. And in that time, she has had multiple ex-girlfriends reach out to her to say that he is controlling and he likes BDSM. But I'm pretty sure he only had one ex-girlfriend, not multiple ex-girlfriends. And according to the messages we have seen, she was the one asking about those ex-girlfriends. He was not like talking about it. I need to plug in my phone. We're on 5%, y'all. %. Oh shit. Alright, let me get some coffee. Hold on. What if God was one of us? Just a child like one of us. Just a stranger. Okay, coming. Alright, here we are. Oh, I'm on 1%? How did it go down? I hope we don't. I hope it doesn't. My phone doesn't unalive. Alright, let's get back to my notes. Alright, so I talked about the exes. He apparently had exes reaching out to her, saying he's controlling and he's into the BDSM. Not Gypsy. Gypsy's not into it. The police officer does ask if all the schmecks they had in Wisconsin was consensual, and she says yes. Just the grape in Missouri at the crime. He asks where they did have schmecks, and she says at the hotel when he was consoling her. Because she was so upset. And like, everything's gonna be okay. But I mean, don't you remember the brownie video? She seemed like she was fucking fine.
He's eating a brownie. And later he will be eating me.
She was in pretty high spirits. You know what I mean? She told him to stop crying. And he was the one that was like, that's messed up. Or whatever she said about the brownie, eating the brownie. He's like, that's messed up. I think she had to console him.
Chicka chicka bow bow. Chicka chicka bow bow.
So at the hotel, Nick told her he wanted to marry her. Like, cop asked, like, how did that make you feel? And she says that it made her feel very good. He's like, even though you knew that he unalived your mom. That was her response. Shaking her head yes and fucking crying.
I want to protect him, but at the same time, I don't want to go to prison. I didn't do anything wrong.
To me, it sounds like she's scared of the law. But in her FOIA videos, she says, I'm not scared of the law. I'm not scared of getting in trouble.
My signature move is scratching. I like to scratch. Sir, I need a lawyer, sir.
Oh, another way she found to throw Nick under the bus was the police officer asked what was Nick wearing that night.
A scary shirt. A scary shirt. A black shirt with scary clowns on it.
He asks again, did you go into the bedroom?
No, sir. I didn't.
the cop says, so you say he locked you in the bathroom. Explain exactly how he did that. And this is when she gets up and she reenacts it. She's like,
He locked it and then got out and closed it behind him.
and he's like, why didn't you just unlock it? Because you're in there with the lock.
She's like, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that.
Who's my favorite Stranger Things character? Hop. Hopper, baby. Hopper and Harrington. Steve Harrington. You know the mom of the group? Yeah. Yeah, she says she never thought of that. She never thought to just unlock the door. He locked the door and then shut it. So she's in there with the door locked. She could just unlock it. He's like, why didn't you unlock it? She's like,
I didn't think of that.
She says she never knew the intentions he had with her mom until she heard the screaming. That's when she was like, oh yeah.
I duck and covered like this. I didn't know what to do.
But earlier, remember he asked, did you try to stop him? And she went, yes. And showed the bruise on her arm. And here, she says, I heard screaming and I just went like this. So, what's up with that? She says she heard her mom scream out,
Gypsy! Gypsy!
yeah, that's when she realized what was going on, and she was too scared that he would do the same thing to her. So that's why she didn't run out there to save her mom, because she thought he would do the same thing. Am I going in the right order? Yes. Cop asks, what are all the marks on her neck? She's got all these bruises and marks all over her neck, and she's like, they're hickeys. And then he points to the bruise on her arm, the one she showed, and said, he said, did you try to stop him? Yes. And then showed that bruise on her arm. He's like, what's that from? She says it's a hickey. Now she says it's a hickey. So she insinuated that was from the scuffle of trying to stop Nick from hurting her mom. So you see how many times she's changed her story? And that just in this interrogation, I don't understand how she got a fucking plea deal. That sounded so plea deal. I really don't. I don't know. The cop says, I'm a guy and I've never given a girl a hickey on an arm. Where did you get that bruise, Gypsy? Where's that bruise from? That's what he says. That's what he says. So she whispers,
He grabbed my arm. He was leading me around the house. Clean up this blood.
that's what it's from. I need to stop saying those words. I'm saying bad words for TikTok.
Ooh.
Ooh. Anyway, the bruise is way too big to be a thumb or a... Because I've had bruises from men grabbing me right there. And they're not that big. It's the size of fingertips. That's the bruise that you would get. Not a big old honking bruise on her arm. So the cop saying that, honestly, is just fucking dumb. It pisses me off. Because I had a guy, it's my oldest kid's dad. He was a biter, and so he bit me. The bruise looked the same. From that far distance, from when I'm watching the interrogation video, that circular size, that size of the mouth, he bit me on the leg. That looks the same. And they were into the vampire shit. So all that 100% vampire shit, in my opinion. So I don't like that police officer. She says she cleaned up each droplet of the BLOOD from the bedroom down to the hall. This is what she says at first, okay? She cleans up the BLOOD from the bedroom down the hall to the dining room all the way to the kitchen. Right? She changes it again, but we'll get there. The cops really wanted to know about the cleaning supplies, the wipes, the carpet odor remover she used, the cloth she used. Like, they're asking a lot of questions about that. He asks if there's anything else she needs to say, because this is her last chance. Last chance, dipshit. Get your words out. He asked her if he... Okay, so he asked her, is Nick gonna say that you had anything to do with this?
No, sir. I don't know what he's gonna say, but he shouldn't. I had nothing to do with this.
Alright, he asked her one last time. Did you unalive your mom?
No, sir.
Did you help Nicholas unalive your mom?
No, sir.
Did you have knowledge he was gonna do it before he did it?
No, sir.
Alright, so we got that out of the way. And he leaves the room. And she starts crying, okay? When she's alone, she looks down at that bruise on her arm. I believe her when she says that's a hickey. I think she was thinking, like, does this really not look like a hickey? Like, I was telling the truth and he didn't believe me. And she's like, well, what's up? What? Hey, Shanti, how are you? We're talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard's interrogation. We're almost done. I got my notes. So she's crying. She looked down at the bruise on her arm, like, what the fuck? Thank you, girl. I haven't been catching your lives. I'm sorry. I've been really bad about it. I have been all over this Gypsy Rose Blanchard stuff. Something new is happening, like, every day, I swear. Alright. So the cop comes back, alright? And he starts asking random questions, like, what was your mom wearing when she went to bed that night? Did she go to bed naked? And she says no. He then asked about the droplets of BLOOD that she cleaned up. She says Nick wouldn't let her into the bedroom, so she only did it, because earlier, remember, she said that she did it from the bedroom to the hallway to the kitchen, to the dining room to the kitchen. Now she's saying Nick would not let her go into her mom's bedroom, so she only did it from the hallway on. So she changed it again. She changed her story again in this interrogation. He asked more about the cleaning supplies. He asked about Nick's phone. That's the phone they used to call the cab company. He asked where they went to the hotel. What did they do? They went to eat at Waffle House right next door to the Days Inn, and she got sick because of something and they muted it. So I think it was a medical issue. That's why it was muted off the interrogation video. She forgot to take a medication. So she was ill and she had some chocolate milk and it made her sick. So they went back to the hotel and they slept for 5 hours. Anyway, the cop asks when they left the hotel. She says his Greyhound bus was originally supposed to leave on the 11th. The crime occurred, in my opinion, on the 9th. That's just my opinion. Anyway, they say it was the 10th. He's like, all right, so you had the 10th, 11th, and because she says they left the 12th. The original day they were supposed to leave was the 11th. What did you do in all this time? She says they just hung out at the hotel if they weren't going somewhere to eat. They went to Walmart. Nick went to Walmart if they weren't going somewhere to eat. They went to Walmart. Nick went to Walmart. I don't know how that just happened, bro. My phone just died. Hey, Hey Joe Eyes. My phone just died. My phone just died. I went out of the room. I went to go get, my mom made me stuffed peppers and mashed potatoes. I went to go and grab it. I'm like, I have to finish this live because I was going to post this on the YT. So I need to finish what I was saying. And I come back to, I wait a second for my phone to charge. Yeah, so I wait a second for my phone to charge and I come back and you guys are still here. Well, some of you dropped because it says, so I went to go back to go to live and it says, do you want to redo your live from before? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Can't record, low battery. Dang. I was screen recording my live so I could post it on the YT. Okay. So anyway, what was I saying? Where were we? Okay, so Nick went to Walmart. Thank you guys. Carla, you guys are so great. I can't believe it's still on here. Okay, so anyway. Skin of the Killer, thank you for the follow. Are you Gypsy? I'm just kidding. Okay. Anywho. No, my phone died. We're on 2%. We're on the charger, so I don't know how we died. I really don't. But I pulled the app back up and said, let's go live again and start a new live. And it's like, you're still paused. Do you want to resume your live? And I was like, hells yeah, let's resume that live. So we're back, guys. We're back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the delay. Imagine if I was, that would be crazy. It's a Twilight reference. Oh. Na 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 na. Okay, back to what we were saying. Gypsy says they stayed at the hotel the whole time unless they were at the Waffle House getting food or Nick went to Walmart. Nick went to Walmart to get them drinks and Nick went to Walmart on the last day to get the condoms. Gypsy is so codependent. She couldn't even stay at the hotel to wait for Nick to come back. She had to go with him to Walmart and then stand outside and wait for him. That's what they did. He asked, the cop asked what she wore, what she was wearing. She goes, this. I'm still in the same clothes. I haven't changed. It's probably why she stinks and they didn't want to sit in the room with her. Okay, so she wasn't worried about being recognized at the Waffle House, supposedly, but she was worried at the Walmart, I guess, because she didn't go in. She waited outside. She says that she told Nick that life with him wasn't what she thought it was going to be, that this evil side of him needs to leave. She loved that evil side, in my opinion. But she says he needs to have a righteous life. He made her leave her cross behind. Can you believe that? See, Skin of a Killer, we were on live a little bit ago talking about the interrogation, and she says that she did have a bag, and the cop asked what was in the bag, and she said soap and clothes. But for like 5 fucking days, she didn't change her clothes or take a shower. Because she doesn't know how to take care of herself. Her mom did those things for her. Anyway, so this is when they start to get into clarify the time of the bus ticket, which is where I come into my own theories because I find it weird that Gypsy Rose Blanchard is such a prepper and a planner, and she spent so much time doing this that she only got one bus ticket back to Waukesha, Wisconsin. It's weird. That bus ticket was originally for the 11th. So he comes to get her, does the crime supposedly on the 10th. They leave in the cab. They go stay at a hotel. And the next day, they go to the Greyhound bus station on the 11th, bright and early, because they're going to get on the bus and get her a ticket. Well, they can't because the bus is full. So then they have to wait a day. So then they get a different hotel and they stay there, and their next bus ticket is for the next day on the 12th. Okay? So it's interesting that she only bought one ticket for him to go back. She didn't buy herself a bus ticket. Why wasn't she prepared? Why didn't Nick ask this question? You know? So after they kind of clear that up, the cop leaves and then comes back and asks her another gaggle of questions. Because remember, he's already left and come back and asked all these random questions like, what, did your mom sleep in the nude? What kind of phone did Nick have? Shit like that. So he comes back and asks more questions, and he's like, where did the cab pull up? The cab pulled up in the driveway, she says. He asks where she met Nick.
Christian.
What is it?
ChristianDatingForFree.com.
Even though she says she didn't have a laptop or computer. She says that she wanted Nick to make a good impression on her mom, so she sent him clothes.
But I guess my mom saw right through that and knew he was dangerous. It's one of those Jeffrey Dahmer types.
The cop asks, where was the knife when he was done? And she says he had it in his hand when he opened the door. But he that was another time he did the leading question. She sent him clothes. Yeah. That's what she said. She sent him clothes to give a good impression when they met for the Cinderella movie. Can you believe that? Yeah, how did she get the clothes? Maybe she ordered them online and then had them sent to his house. With what money? Exactly. Well, she was stealing her mom's rugs and probably selling them. In my opinion. Okay, Melissa. She claims after the movie she was locked in the shed, but that was proven to be more lies. Yeah. Wouldn't she have told the police officer that she talks about the Cinderella movie with the police officer? Wouldn't he have said, she said she locked me in a shed afterwards? But no, all she talks about is that Dee Dee ran Nick's name through the mud, so he needed to get revenge on her. It was justice. No, I don't think she has ever said anything about why one bus ticket was bought. I'm confused by that. The cop asked who made the Facebook post. The ones where she said, that bitch is dead. He's like, what did the Facebook post? What did they say? She goes, something really bad. She says she did it because she wanted people to find her mom. She put what he had said. That bitch is DEAD. With a capital D. She says she'd asked Nick if she tells the police officer that she had to ask Nick if she could post it because she wanted her to have a proper burial. Because he's this evil, scary man who did this. Kidnapped her. Well, she didn't say that, but she's like giving off this narrative that he's this evil man. I didn't think she was gonna go. That's why she only bought one ticket That's my opinion. She probably thought they were gonna get caught, and she's like, why haven't we not got caught yet? Why are we still getting away with this? Alright. She then asked the police officer, she's like, you know,
I have a couple questions. First, what is gonna happen to me? And second, when I get sent back to Missouri, can I get my bag and my money and my social security card?
she brought her stuff up multiple times that she left at Nick's, her social security card and stuff. Like, she keeps asking about when she's gonna get this stuff back because she thinks she's not in trouble. The police officer says he doesn't know what's gonna happen to her because he's not in charge of that. He's like, I'm just a nobody here. So I can't tell you about that. And he says that her stuff is part of the crime, so they're holding on to it for a while for now. And then he gets up and he leaves again. They're like really toying with her a little bit. He leaves immediately after that. He comes back and then he takes pictures of her. He takes pictures of her neck, all the hickeys on her neck, the bruise on her arm that she's fucking fainting over, and the bruises on her knuckles, because she had bruises on her knuckles. I wonder what that was from. You know, I just thought of. No. I'm wondering if she was doing some, like, BDSM stuff and, like, on him. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, she pulls her pants up because they're taking pictures of her legs. So she pulls her pants up and he asks about a mark on her leg, and she says that he made her shave her legs. And then she has rug burns on her knees from cleaning up the BLOOD. Didn't her floor have like hardwood or something? It wasn't carpet. Those rug burns were probably just from riding Nick. So the cop leaves after taking the pictures, and then he comes back and he's like, I had to talk with Nick, and you're leaving a whole lot of stuff out, girl. She's like what? She plays dumb again. He's like, you didn't get locked in the bathroom. I'm not stupid. He should have said something when she said that, though. Like, he pretended to believe it. Okay, so there is carpet in the house. Alright. I was wrong. Sorry. He was like, you brought the knife into the picture. You brought the idea into the picture.
She's like, me? I didn't bring the idea in.
He's like, no, he did this for you. She's like,
No, he has an evil side. No.
but the cop says, you know, Nick told us that y'all mailed the knife and you're done. You're done, Gypsy. You wanted it. You hated your mom.
I did not hate my mom. I did not.
It's done. You're lying. And he says she's being booked for murder.
I'm not lying, sir. I didn't murder my mom, sir.
And he's like, you pulled all the strings. You're behind it. She's like,
All I wanted was for him to come and get me.
he's like, no, that's not what you wanted. No. He says there's more to the story. Lo and behold, here we are. How many years later? And there's so much more to the story. This story is never ending. It's the song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friend. Oh, she says,
I can't go to jail because of my medical issues.
yeah, you'll be taken care of. And then he leaves again. What I seen, there was no wheelchair marks on the carpet. Really got me thinking. Yeah, or like smudges on the wall, you know, like those black smudges. The investigators were so pissed that she got a deal, were they? Thank you for the heart knee, Melissa. A lifetime of lies. For real. Alright, so what's next? Oh, so that's when he leaves. He says she's being booked for murder.
And she's like, I can't go to jail because of my medical issues.
You'll be taken care of. And then she sits there for a while, and that's when she gets up and she's like,
Sir, I need a lawyer. Sir, I want a lawyer, please.
he's like, okay, have a seat. Which is hilarious. Hilarious. Do you know who one of her friends is? Dreamer. You know what her screen name is? Have a seat. It's interesting. When I went through the case book, it's almost like they changed the trajectory of it to fit the narrative of her and the prosecutor. Yeah, they kind of did do that.
Sir, I need a lawyer.
He says, okay, have a seat. She sits down like a good girl. She's a good girl. And that's when she takes out her dentures. That's when she takes out her dentures and puts them in her pocket. And she says to herself,
I did not. Someone help me. Help me. I didn't do it. Someone help me. I didn't do it.
with her teeth out. Hi, blah, blah. How are you? So then, she, after she took her dentures out and she's sitting there talking to herself, feeling bad for herself, she sits there a while longer, and then she goes to start knocking on the door, and they come to her, and they say something. I couldn't really understand what they were saying, but they just tell her to sit tight and just wait. Like, bitch, just sit down. Just sit down and wait. And then she goes to try to listen at the door, like they were walking by, and she goes down to listen at the bottom of the door, and they open the door, and she hops up really quick, and they're like, are you okay? She's like, yeah. What did she say? She says, yeah, and then just sits there. And then they leave, she waits a minute, and then she goes back down to the floor to listen, and she stays there a while. Like, they even speed up the time lapse for a second, and she's still, like, sitting there on the floor listening to them. And then they start coming. She pops up, and they're like, are you okay?
She's like, yeah.
They're like, you were on the floor.
I'm just scared. Yeah.
He said someone will come to get her in 5 minutes to go to jail. Yeah, that's after the floor thing, right? And then they come to handcuff her, and they're handcuffing her, and she asks if Nick is still there. And they're like, yeah, he's still here. She's like,
Can you send him a message for me?
he's like, we don't do messages. And then that was the end of the video. That was it. Oh, that took me way longer than I thought I was going to read over all that. I've been on here for a really long time. 2 hours and 26 minutes. Dang. Why does she think they were going to play telephone on her little Girl Scout camp? I don't know. I know she denies in the interrogation, but does she ask how her mom... She did ask a couple times when she was pretending like she didn't know what happened. She's like, did she have a heart attack?
Please don't tell me she unalived herself.
But other than that, no. Yeah, that was it. And then she goes in after 30 minutes of lying. She says, I'll tell you the truth. And then still lies, but I mean, it's a different story. Thank you, seriously. Hey, Nicole, thank you for the heart me. When they call her laying on the floor by the door, I know.
I'm just scared.
Why are you on the floor, bitch?
I'm just scared.
But yeah, I wanted to read over that. I was on here way longer than I planned to be. I appreciate you guys all sitting with me for that. It sucks because I was screen recording it so I could share it on my YT. But when my live went out, when my phone died, it stopped screen recording and I couldn't record. So, oh well. Anyway, thank you guys for sitting with me. I'm gonna try to go live again well, I honestly wanted to go live again tonight, but it's so late already and I have to get my kid ready for bed soon. Nicole, exactly. I know I can download my live from my account, but the chat isn't there. So that's why I was screen recording. But that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing because I don't want the live to be cut off. I don't want the live to be cut off. I'd rather have the whole live on versus the chat being there, I guess. But I wanted everybody to be able to see the chat. I'm sorry. Thank you for saying that because I was nervous. That was my first live where I was like reading off my notes. That is basically what I do when I record my videos, but I just edit to make it look better. Pony, I hope you feel better. We're snowed in. No school again tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. I know you missed it. But I'm gonna post it on my YT. So. One person lives are the way to go. You hold your own agenda. I know I don't really like panels. Like I like being on a panel, but I get frustrated when people talk over each other. So I don't want to do that on my own lives because I don't know. If you guys see my face, I'm like, please just everybody take turns. My facial expressions. Everyone talking at once is so annoying. I know. I hate it. And on panel, I feel like I never get a chance to talk. So I've thought about holding my own panel. I've done it a couple times, but I don't know. I like having, like you said, an agenda for my live and just talk about it. And I want to start doing this because I'm struggling with posting content. So I thought it would be easier to go live and make my live part of my content. So that way I'm also getting that. I'm getting 2 balls in the basket, whatever the fuck the saying is. Yeah, and I don't talk that much on panels. But anyway, I'm gonna hop off here. I've been on here for way too long. I'm actually embarrassed at how long I've been on here because I need to go take care of my kid. He's been just watching TV this whole time. Thanks, guys.